Hey guys, I had a quick minute today. I want to do one more video before season comes in because I'm seeing a ton of questions posted across all of social media and the hunting groups on like your self-filming setups, your cameras, how are you setting up in the tree. There's 100 ways to do it. There's only a few right ways to do it in my opinion. And I see people put themselves in a bind with their filming equipment more than I see them set up correctly. So I brought the bow out today just to kind of show exactly what my setup is going to look like on a tree once I'm ready to hunt. I'm filming right now with my cell phone, and I've actually been self-filming my hunts for, golly, it's right at 15 years now. I'm not the best self-filmer as far as getting the shot on camera, but I do try, and I've had a lot of really good hunts over the years, and you guys obviously can go back and watch most of those on my channel, which you are watching right now. And I've got my entire setup with me. This is probably the most advanced setup filming wise that I've ever had with both my camcorder and my second angle. But I got the entire setup with me today. As you can see, I got this profile pack, and it packs everything that I need for any season, any time of year. Fits right on this thing if you want to hunt with multiple sticks. Now I will start one sticking closer to, you know, late September, getting into October, and of course all in November. It'll be the only way that I climb. But right now, early season, you can take 2, 3 sticks. You can strap them right to the bottom of this pack. I've got my camera arm on here, as you can see, and inside I've got a profile platform, my rope attachment for putting that on the tree, and my rope attachment as far as my tether, and my camera arm. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this stuff off. I'm not gonna put the sticks on the tree just for filming purposes, but I'll put my platform, camera arm, hang my bow, and show you guys exactly how I set these things up to make it most efficient and to where it's not going to get in the way when the moment matters. And it's just, this is just the process that works the best for me, and I just wanted to share it. So you guys can see I've got 3 of my Latitude SS carbon sticks right here, and it's super easy. You just literally pull these tabs, loosen the ropes, and these are free. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna toss those to the side because we're not gonna use them. My Beast arm right here that I'm using this year is just a little bit smaller profile than the Elevate that I used last year. There's nothing wrong with Elevate whatsoever. You know, my camera is not heavy, so I decided to go with a smaller camera arm. But if you're going to run a bigger, more extravagant DSLR camera with a big lens, maybe a monitor and things like that, you probably want to go with like an Elevate arm. It's going to give you way less bounce, and it's a little bit more beefy. Whereas this one, you're going to get a little bit more bounce, but it is more lightweight and compact. So just pick, you know, which one's right for you and go that route. Like I said, I keep my camera arm strap right here, my tether for climbing, my second angle camera mount, and I'll show you guys how I use this incorporated with my setup, and of course my profile platform mixed with a nice little rope mod from the Amstill guy. And I love this profile platform, how flat it packs. It bites. These teeth are actually, golly, they're kind of sharp. I cut myself the other day, so yeah, be careful with that. But let's get this thing on the tree, and I'll show you guys exactly how I set up. One more thing I forgot to mention and show you guys is, so when I'm going in to hunt, I've got this operator pouch from Latitude right here. And you're probably wondering, where's your cameras? Literally, they are right here. In here on this side, I've got my Sony ZV-E10. This is what I filmed with main camera all last year with a bigger lens on it. You can film with these. The problem is that you don't have a zoom lever, a remote, something to turn the camera on. You have to do everything manually, and it can absolutely put you in a bind, and it can make or break your filming of the hunt. So I decided this year that I was going to pick up a Sony AX53. My buddy Tyler from Mississippi actually sold this to me. I'm actually making payments on it because he's so cool. He's letting me pay him a little bit at a time. But this is a really nice camera for what it is. You can pick these up somewhere around $500 to $750, somewhere around in there. This one's really cool. It's got a bottomland wrap on it. And like I said, this just fits right inside of this operator pouch. They're nice and snug together, and I walk in with them on my saddle, no issues. All right, you guys can see I'm clipped in now. First thing I'll do is I'll take this tether rope and I'll just kind of weave it in between all of my lineman loops over top my operator patch and then through the next one. so there's not something dangling. After that, tuck in my belt rope, this one as well, and now I'm pretty much situated in the tree and ready to hunt. I've actually got this Method 3 as a single panel at the moment. Let me swap it over to a double, and I'm fixing to put my cameras on the tree, right? So this beast arm, you can see it's angled up right now, and the reason I do that is because I'll take it straight out and use that leverage to push it down. Sometimes I got to give it a little bit of a cam. Push it down, tighten this up to where it's level. You just got to kind of eyeball it this way, and I can see that it's not exactly right. And so now once I've got this main camera arm nice and tight, I can take my AX53, pull it out and put it on here. And guys, I'll have a mic and a remote and everything on this whenever I'm hunting, but for the time being I don't. So there's that camera. And then up here you can see on my bow hanging strap, Latitude has these loops, and this little self-filming handheld vlog style Ulanzi mount, I just take my Sony ZV-E10, try not to cross thread it. What I'll do is I will turn that like that. You guys can see I can flop between slow-mo, picture mode, and intelligent auto, which is what I use. And this groove right here, I actually have that there for a reason. So the reason I have it there is I can angle this up and down as needed. So I'll slide this camera in up here and it'll sit just like that. It's nothing fancy. But now, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Let me try to angle that up. If a deer is moving behind me, and I don't think I can get it with this camera, I can just push this up a little bit and now turn, and that deer is in frame with this camera, and I can still pull my shot off without having to worry too much about this one. I actually had a guy reach out the other day and ask, why do you put your camera arms so high? Like, why do you make it go over your tether instead of under? Well, for me personally, sometimes I like to be able to take this camera, turn it around, do a little interview. You guys can see that right there. It's right there eye level with me, and I don't have to crouch down or stand on my tippy toes. I'm right here eye level with it. It makes for good video. And also in a pinch, if that deer is coming to my left, and of course I'm setting up in this scenario to where I'm imagining the deer are going to come from this side, okay? So let's just say I can shoot comfortably from 1 o'clock all the way to 6 o'clock. And then other shots back here are more difficult, but they can be done. But I set this camera arm up to where, if needed be, this thing will go right over the top of my tether. You see how that goes right over top of it? And I'm still eye level with it. I can see it right here in a good point of view while I've got my bow in hand. I can look up, that camera's going. I need to angle that down more. I can real quick, it doesn't take any time. And I can video anything from here all the way back, and I can turn this way and shoot like this using this camera. But if something happens and I need to shoot over here, say from 1 to 3 o'clock, this is still a pretty easy shot to make. I can take this camera arm and push the arms close to the tree and do this and turn and make my shot like so. Now for those shots that are behind us, obviously it's going to be tough to make sure you got everything in frame and zoomed in and whatnot. But if you have time, let me see if I can pull this off while in this. If you got a little bit of slack in this, turn, put this thing over your shoulder. Now, maybe you got enough time, if you're good enough, to turn this camera around like so if you got a big enough platform. And now I'm standing on it backwards, and this thing is bracing me, and it actually makes for a really good shot opportunity with the amount of brace that you have. Like I feel comfortable shooting that way out of a saddle almost more than I do standing on the ground, because I feel rock solid. But pretty basic video. There's nothing really special about it. It's just this is the most efficient way that I've learned to self-film your hunts and make sure that You're not going to get your gear in the way. Nothing's going to be constricting you. This right here has worked really good for me. The main point is always having your second angle up here above you, kind of facing down, and or if you're using GoPros or action cameras, a little plastic clip off of Amazon that'll clip right onto this is also a really cool idea, because as you turn with this tether, you guys see the tether move, it's angled, it's always angled towards you, so it's going to be on you at all times. So that's another second angle camera option. If you don't have loops, say maybe in your bow hanger arm, I've even had to take this and stick it there, and that's not really ideal because it will move around a little bit, but it's rock solid and it's not going to go anywhere. But if it's like a cheap plastic, that pressure, it could break it. Anyways, guys, be on the lookout for the velvet hunt video. I'm thinking I'm going to post that even though there's not a kill. This one will be out first, but just keep this setup in mind. If you're looking to start self-filming this year, you obviously don't have to have these nice cameras, which are really not even over the top. This is a $500-700 camera, somewhere around in there. The Sony ZV-E10 paired with this like 16mm lens, prime lens. I mean, you're looking at like $600-650. So everybody's always asking for a good starter camera, somewhere around $1,500-2,000. That's insane, literally. Like, I don't understand why people want to start out with such an extravagant camera. Just get the basics, see if you're good at it, see if you enjoy it, see if it's worth going through the trouble of doing all this, and then upgrade or downgrade, whatever you see fit. But this camera right here could easily be replaced with a cell phone. This could be replaced with a GoPro. It does not take money to do this kind of stuff. It just takes it takes money, but it doesn't take a ton of money to get decent footage. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys right now. The way YouTube seems to be trending is all these overproduced, like 8K footage, drone shots, all that stuff. It's awesome and it caters to certain people, but like the real side of hunting, blue-collared guys just like me and you, that is what seems to be what the majority of guys that are watching YouTube for hunting content, that's what they like. So if you guys have any more questions about my setup or anything that I use, feel free to comment here on YouTube. You guys can reach out to me on Facebook anytime you want. I'll do my best to respond. Sometimes it gets a little overwhelming at times when it all piles up, but season will be here before you know it. Kentucky comes in September 6th, and this is exactly what I will be running when that time comes.